Hey, Vikings faithful, Skol Nation, rise up. It's your boy, your name, bringing you the latest Vikings news with a gut-punch story that'll leave you speechless. Our rookie star, Dallas Turner, has been hit hard, not on the field, but in his bank account. A jaw-dropping $240,000 heist has rocked our young linebacker, and you won't believe how it went down. Was this a mastermind scam or a rookie mistake? Stick with me as we dive into this wild Viking saga, break down the details, and figure out what's next for our edge-rushing phenom. Ready? Let's hit the gridiron of truth. This isn't just another news update. This is a story that'll make your blood boil and your heart race. Dallas Turner, our 2024 first-round pick, fell victim to a scam that drained $240,000 from his account. How could this happen to an NFL star? What does this mean for his future? And are the culprits about to face the wrath of justice? Let's unpack this in 10 intense scenes, Viking style. Grab your horns, and let's roll. What do you think about this crazy situation? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get this Vikings news conversation roaring. Minnesota Vikings fans, this one stings. On February 19, 2025, Dallas Turner got a call that turned his world upside down. Someone posing as a J.P. Morgan Chase banker claimed an imposter was trying to steal from his account at a Chase branch in Arizona, flashing 2 fake IDs to pull off a wire transfer. Can you imagine the panic? Our 22-year-old star, fresh off a stellar rookie season, thought he was protecting his hard-earned cash. The scammer spun a convincing tale, urging Turner to act fast to secure his funds. They directed him to transfer money to 2 business accounts, Island Food Truck LLC and CNL-FL LLC. Turner, trusting the caller, went to 2 Chase branches in Eagan, Minnesota, and wired $120,000 to each account. That's $240,000 gone in a flash. How does a pro athlete fall for this? It's a question we're all asking, and it's sparking heated debates across Vikings news forums. Have you ever gotten a sketchy call like this? Share your stories in the comments, and let's see how common these scams are hitting our Vikings community. Picture this: Turner, a former Alabama standout and the 17th overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, is still processing the moment. After wiring the money, he talks to a family member who drops a bombshell. Dallas, this sounds like a scam. The realization hits like a blindside sack. According to the Minnesota Star-Tribune, Turner and his attorney contacted police in April, 2 months after the incident, launching an investigation that's now making headlines. The affidavit filed in Dakota County District Court paints a grim picture. Only $2,500 of the $240,000 has been recovered so far. That's just 1% of what was stolen. Eagan Police Sergeant Rich Evans told ESPN they've identified multiple suspects and are pushing for criminal charges. But will justice be served? Vikings fans, this is where the plot thickens, and we need to know. Who's behind this? What would you do if you were in Turner's shoes? Hit the comments and let's talk about how you'd handle this scam. Let's zoom in on the scam itself. The fraudster didn't just randomly pick Turner. They knew his name, phone number, and LLC account details. How did they get this info? That's what police are asking J.P. Morgan Chase. They're digging into whether bank employees might have been involved, which adds a whole new layer of intrigue. Could this be an inside job? Vikings news is buzzing with theories, and we're all waiting for answers. The scammer's tactics were straight out of a crime thriller. Posing as a banker, they preyed on Turner's trust, spinning a story about an urgent threat to his account. It's a classic move: create panic, push for quick action, and disappear with the cash. Turner's not alone. Reports from Vikings news sources like the Star-Tribune note a rise in scams targeting athletes. Is this a growing trend in the NFL? What's your take on athletes being targeted like this? Drop a comment and let's discuss how our Viking stars can stay safe. Now let's talk about Dallas Turner, the player. This guy's no ordinary rookie. Drafted out of Alabama, he was the SEC Co-Defensive Player of the Year in 2023, racking up 10 sacks in his senior season. In his first NFL year, he posted 20 tackles, 3 sacks, and an interception, showing why the Vikings snagged him at pick 17. His $15.77 million rookie contract, including an $8.28 million signing bonus, makes the scam a brutal hit. Despite the off-field drama, Turner's on-field potential is undeniable. Vikings defensive coordinator Brian Flores, a 2024 AP Assistant Coach of the Year finalist, says Turner's much more comfortable in 2025. Posts on X from @VikingsFanpage highlight his recent performances: a sack, 2 QB hits, and a 71.2 PFF grade in December 2024. But can he shake off this scam and shine? That's the question burning in Vikings Nation. Do you think Turner's ready to dominate in 2025? Let us know in the comments, Skol fans. The investigation is heating up, and Eagan police are on the hunt. Sergeant Rich Evans told CBS Minnesota they're working hard to track down the culprits, with multiple suspects in their sights. The fact that only $2,500 has been recovered is a tough pill to swallow, but the police are determined to bring justice. Vikings news outlets are calling this a wake-up call for the NFL. What's chilling is how sophisticated this scam was. The fraudster knew exactly how to manipulate Turner, exploiting his trust in a supposed bank rep. According to Yahoo Sports, Turner's case is part of a broader wave of scams targeting pro athletes. The Vikings community is rallying behind him, but the question remains: will the police crack this case wide open? How do you think the Vikings should support Turner through this? Share your ideas in the comments. Let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Turner's not just a victim, he's a rising star in a stacked Vikings defense. Behind Pro Bowl edge rushers Andrew Van Ginkel and Jonathan Greenid, Turner's slotted as the number 3 outside linebacker per Athlon Sports. His recent stats, like a 81.3 PFF edge rusher grade over 3 games, show he's ready to break out. But will this scam affect his focus? The Vikings are coming off a strong 2024, with a breakout defense led by Flores. Turner's part of that new era, alongside names like J.J. McCarthy and Justin Jefferson. Posts on X from @PurpleForTheWin praise his recent interception and coverage skills, calling out the haters and losers doubting him. Can Turner turn this setback into fuel for a monster 2025? What's your prediction for Turner's sophomore season? Drop it in the comments, Vikings fans. This scam isn't just a personal loss. It's a warning for all athletes. Vikings news reports from USA Today note that financial crimes targeting NFL players are on the rise. Turner's case, where he wired money to fake businesses like Island Food Truck LLC and CNL-FL LLC, shows how scammers exploit trust. The fact that he visited 2 Chase branches in one day makes this even wilder. Police are now asking tough questions. How did the scammer get Turner's sensitive info? Was there a leak at JP Morgan Chase? The Star Tribune reports that a search warrant was filed to seize bank records, hoping to uncover clues. Vikings fans, this feels like a detective story, and we're all waiting for the next twist. Have you heard of other athletes getting scammed? Share any stories in the comments. Let's talk about the fallout. Turner's taking heat on social media, with some fans unfairly tying his name to this scam rather than his on-field hustle. Yahoo Sports reported that the news spread like wildfire on X, with posts like one from @_MLFootball noting that Turner only makes $800,000 after taxes this year. Losing $240,000 is a massive blow, even for a first-round pick. But Vikings Nation knows better. Turner's a young star with a bright future. His 22.5 sacks over 3 seasons at Alabama and his 2024 NFL stats prove he's legit. The Vikings community is rallying, with X posts from @TPPSkull praising his growth, despite early struggles against top tackles like Christian Darrisaw. Can he rise above the noise? What can we do to lift Turner up? Share your support for our rookie in the comments. As the investigation continues, the Vikings organization is staying quiet, letting the police do their work. But the story's far from over. Times of India reported that this scam highlights a growing wave of crimes targeting athletes, and Turner's case could lead to bigger changes in how players protect their finances. Will the NFL step in with new guidelines? For now, Turner's keeping his head down, focusing on football. Vikings news sources like usports.org note his role in a defense that helped the Vikings beat the Cardinals 23-22 in December 2024. His sack and pressures in recent games show he's not letting this define him. But can he fully recover, financially and mentally? What advice would you give Turner to bounce back? Drop it in the comments, Skull Nation. Alright, Vikings faithful, here's where we wrap it up. This $240,000 scam is a brutal hit for Dallas Turner. But our rookie's tougher than that. With police closing in on suspects and Vikings news keeping us locked in, we're rooting for justice and a monster season from our edge rusher. Let's show Turner some love and keep the Skull spirit alive. What's your take on this wild story? How can we protect our Viking stars from scams? Smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for the latest Vikings news updates. Share this video with your fellow fans, and let's keep the purple pride roaring. Skol Vikings!